everyone. Good morning here. I must say again, sorry for my fault. To waste so long time. But trust me, I think I can bring some valuable information and useful point, especially for Quectel Cat 1, Cat 4 portfolio for this webinar. Okay, so I will start. So if you have any questions, please type in the question window, or I think you can also hands up and stop me at any time. I can stop and answer your questions if I.
Okay, I will. When there is any question or something, or a chat or something, I will stop you and I will read the questions immediately. Okay, so I will handle it. You can have your presentation.
Okay. So let me start. This is Albert from Quectel. I'm a product manager for the LTE Cat 1 and Cat 4 product line. So in this part, in my slides, I will show you 4-part content. The first part is I will show you some very basic LTE market information. The second part, I will focus on this part. I will show you very detailed Quectel portfolio on Qualcomm Cat 1, Cat 4 chipset. The third part, some advanced features as a technology highlight. The last one, I will share some use cases. What is our useful success cases in the application side? Okay, so the first part is I got this data from a GSA website. This is by this February in 2020. So you can see there is a nearly 800 launched commercial LTE network in about over 200 countries in the world. So you can see inside this 800 networks, the LTE Cat 1, Cat 4 coverage is almost 100%. And the Cat 6 and above, I mean LTE advanced technology is nearly 40%, and the LPWA is about 20%. So what I mean is you can see LTE Cat 1, Cat 4 actually provides the most widely network coverage in the world. So it has best deployment and coverage. Okay, the second page I want to talk about is from the application side, from the vertical application side. You can see, yes, there is a forecast by 2020 is about 3 billion connections in the cellular, in all the wireless connection part. Inside this 3 billion part, there is about 2 billion for the small data package. It's like less than 100 kbps. We're talking about Zigbee, BT, and NB-IoT and 2G. Yes, it's a massive connections from this pyramid. Okay, but for the middle part and the top part, you can see the data throughput is over 1 megabps and even more than 10 megabps. This kind of applications is, for example, like the energy, like various POS machine, tracking, navigation, or wireless routers. So actually Cat 1 and Cat 4 can cover this part. It's still a quite big volumes. But there is a strong trend, not only in China, but also in Europe, and also in another world corner. I mean, so you can see many governments and operators, they are thinking about to shut down the 2G and 3G work in the next 2 or 3 years or even more long time. So there is a trend. Customers want to find some low-cost solutions. For example, like low-cost Cat 1 to replace the 2G and 3G. I mean, you know, in the 2G and 3G, there are some applications that need some mobility. This like NB-IoT, they cannot provide very good mobility, but this kind of like tracker, yes, like tracking, they need some mobility. So we can use low-cost Cat 1 to replace the 2G and 3G. So, so in a word, you can see Cat 1, Cat 4 actually can provide a very widely used from the vertical application side. Okay, this is another data from the third-party marketing company. It's from TSR Japan. So you can see in the next 5 years or 4 years, the top 3 applications is transportation, smart meter, and payment. And 2G and 3G, yes, as I mentioned, the market decline in North America, Japan, Korea, because this area already shut down the 2G and 3G network. Even in China, China government have the plan to shut down 2G network within 2 or 3 years. So that means LTE and LPWA will replace it gradually. It is forecast that in the 2024, 2G market share will be from 20% today to 15, 5 years later. So every year there is at least 50 or 100 million new connections for the Cat4 technology from this year. It's and at least 25 to 50 million new connections for Cat1. So it's a quite huge number for the IoT Cat1, Cat4 every year for new and increased connections. Okay, if no questions, let me focus on our Quectel, Cat4 and Cat1 portfolio. You know, we use Qualcomm MDM and Nexus 7 chipset to design our Cat1 and Cat4 module. Inside our portfolio, we have two form factors. The left side, we call it EC20X or EG20X. Let me explain. Actually, EC21, we have EC21 is Cat1 module, and the EC25 is Cat4 module. Also, we have EG21, EG25. 1 means Cat1, 5 means Cat4. So you can see the EC form factor or EG form factor, it has the same size. It's 29 by 32 millimeters, and every SKUs inside this portfolio can be pin-to-pin compatible with each other. Of course, we can also provide a fallback ability to compatible with our 3G module UC20 and the UC200T. Yes, this is a little bigger form factor, and actually we also have the smaller form factor. We call it EG90X, EG91, the same for the Cat1, EG95, the same for the Cat4. And this module size is a little smaller than this one. It is 25 by 29. And it can provide more flexible ability to be compatible with even with our 2G module M95 and also with our 3G module UG95, UG96. And of course, also can be compatible with our NB-IoT module, for example, like BC95, and with our NB-IoT, Quectel, and the GSM multi-mode module, BG96 and BG95. So you can see this graph, it shows flexibility, pin compatible within different technologies. Customer can use one main board and use our hardware reference design to design different technologies. Okay, so in summary, you can see we start to develop Cat1, Cat module based on Qualcomm chipset from 3 or 4 years ago.
Well, I lost the voice, Delbert. Something happened, Delbert, and we cannot hear you. Hello? Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So, yeah, network's not quite good. Okay, so this is a roadmap actually for our Cat1, Cat4 module. As I mentioned, we start the Cat1, Cat4 platform based on Qualcomm chipset from actually 4 years ago. Until now, we have let me use this laser. Okay, until now we have more than 50 SKUs because different region, different country, and carrier, they have the different bands combination request. So we use different bands combination to satisfy different carriers and satisfy different regions. That's why we have so many SKUs. But good news is, as I mentioned, our form factor, we can provide a pin-to-pin compatibility between each other. Today, I want to highlight is our actually the X series. You know, in the history, we have some EC25 or EC21, for example. It can support European, American, Japan, or Australia, a lot of different SKUs. But from end of last year, we optimized some hardware architecture. For example, using some smaller memory, we create some X series. Compared with this XUs, I mean the left side, for X series, we can support the mainstream features, but we remove some like Open Linux, like Wi-Fi ability to just make the cost is optimized and it's more popular from the cost side. And also we enhance some advanced feature. For example, like the EG95E. In the old EG95E version, we cannot provide the GPS ability, but in X series, we add the GPS ability into the EG95-EX. That is the only difference. Okay, let me check the. Okay, what is the question now? Sorry, I cannot see. Maybe I can answer all the questions at the end. Okay, I cannot see the questions. I don't know why.
Yes, I will. Yeah, you do it like that and have the presentation now and the questions at the end.
Okay. So until now, we have Quectel already shipped more than 30 million pieces Cat1 and Cat4 modules based on Qualcomm MDM and X07. Actually, we are the biggest Cat1 Cat4 module customers for Qualcomm. Okay, as I mentioned, we create a lot of different X series from the end of last year. Actually, for the EMEA region and APAC region, there is a 4X new part number. The first one is EG95-EX, and the second one is a 91-EX. This the upper one is a Cat4, the bottom one is a Cat1. So it's pin-to-pin compatible. But in parallel, the EC25UX and the EC21-EUX. Okay, so these 4 new X series. And for North American region, we have the same idea. We released 2 new SKU. First one is the EG95-NAX. The second one is 91-NX, Cat4 and the Cat1. It can cover all the USC carriers, including AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and also Canada carriers. Smaller form factor, or BG90X Cat10 module. This one, EG91-VX is only for Verizon. It can only support band 4 and band 13, 2 Verizon main LTE bands. So VX is dedicated for the Verizon carrier. We also have the EC25-AFX. AFX is the same bands as EC25-AF. But as I mentioned, we use smaller memory. We remove the Wi-Fi and Open Linux, but the cost is a little better than the AF version. So this AFX version can be used also from also for all the carriers in the USA. And for the Latin country, Brazil, Argentina, and other, and also including the Australia and New Zealand, we have more new X series. For example, like this one, EG95-UX and 91-UX, the same, it's Cat4 and Cat1. It is pin compatible with our Cat10 module BG96 and BG95. And these 3, EC25-AUX and -21, the ANZ region with all the 3G and the 2G and also 4G bands. The MX version is for the Mexico, because you know Mexico Telcel, the operator Telcel need the band 66. So we add the band 66 into the MX version. So MX version can be only used with only used in Mexico country. Okay, the last 2 new SKUs, Global Cat4 EG25G and Global Cat1 EG21-G. This module had the same size as our EC20X series, I mean 25 and 21, but 25G, 21G can provide about 30 bands, global mainstream LTE and 3G and 2G bands. So customer can use one ordering codes, I mean one module to support all the region over the world. That is our idea. It is especially for some logistic use cases, for example, like cargo container tracking. They would like to use one module for all of their trackers. Okay, so in summary, all of this new X series is based on the same chipset, Qualcomm MDM-X07. It is a pin-to-pin compatible with our existing XQs like EG25, 21, or EG21, 25, or our EG90X series. Okay, it is a cost and a performance optimized version. Our purpose is just want to expand global coverage of a Quectel whole Cat 1 and Cat 4 portfolio. Okay, so the next part is I made a table for the module selection by region. For example, like the EMEA region, in the history, we have the EU version, we have the EU version, so you can see compared with the EU version, we add the band 28A, because in some European country and the carrier, there is a new request for the band 28A. So we add the band 28A in the EU version. That's the only difference from the E. And actually from a new product and the new projects, if customer don't use, for example, they don't use the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth interface, they don't care the Open Linux inside the module, actually we can use the UX version or EX version. So you can say compared with the EU and the UX version, we keep the same FDD bands, but we add some LTE, TDD bands. For example, for UX, we add the band 3. Oh, sorry. Actually, it's the same bands. I mean, UX and the U version have the same bands. Okay. Sorry for my mistake. And this module already in MP status. For the small form factor for EMEA region, for new project and new customers, we can promote the EG95-EX and the EG91-EX. Yes, this is the different bands compared with the old E and the old, I mean 95E or 91E. So you can see we add the full band 28, into the EX version here. Compared with the E version, it's only support band 28A. So it's different. Okay, so actually this module can be also used in some other Latin country because they need the full band 28. And compared with the old E version, as I mentioned, we add the GPS ability here. So GPS is added into the EX version. Oh, okay, let me explain why we put the option word here. Because in the default configuration, actually we disable the GPS ability in our production line. Manufacturer line, I mean. If customers need to enable use the GPS feature, we provide AT commands. They can send AT command just enable it. It is a very flexible way to control the GPS on and off. Okay, so for North American, the same. You know, in the history, we have a lot of different separate SKU. For example, like this one, EC25-A. It is support AT&T and the T-Mobile bands, and also Canada bands. We already qualified by the AT&T and the T-Mobile. I mean, we got the certification on the carrier side. 21 is Cat 1, Cat 5 is Cat 4. And 25V, 21V is for Verizon. It's of course, we got the Verizon certification. And EC25AF. I'd like to highlight some things. Actually, for the A version, for the V version, we cannot use one part number to cover all the carriers for North American, including Canada. But from the AF version, you can see we support all the American carrier band, including 2, 4, 5, 12, 13, and 14, and then 66 and 71. Especially for the band 14 and the 66 and the 71. Actually, band 14 is for the FirstNet public safety use case. You know, FirstNet is a USA public safety carriers. It's like AT&T, like Verizon, but FirstNet only runs the business for the public safety use case, like for the government, for the school, for placement, something like that. So they need the band 14. And this module EC25AF can support band 14 and already got the FirstNet certification. And for the 66 and 71, it is actually last year. I saw a lot of use tender from T-Mobile, especially for their stock project, as they need band 66 and band 71 as mandatory bands. So customer can use this AF version to cover all the USA carriers, including Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, even including US Cellular. US Cellular is another small carriers in USA. It's not so big as Verizon, AT&T. Of course, they can cover the Rogers, Telus in Canada. We already get the related certifications, okay? This is some history SKUs. And for the smaller factor, we have the NA version, EG95NA and 91NA. This is Cat 4, this is Cat 1. Yes, it can cover all the US North American mainstream bands, but only without band 14, 66, and 71, because the limited PCB area cannot put so many bands into this smaller form factor. So we just keep the mainstream bands. But anyway, we can cover all the carriers mainstream. So we got the certification from the Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, US Cellular, and also Rogers and the Telus. Okay, this is the history mainstream module, what we promote, recommended for the NA market. But again, actually from this year, if customer don't care the Wi-Fi or Linux, we can also use the X versions. For example, this AFX, AFX compared with the AF, you can see the band is the same, but we remove the Wi-Fi and the Quectel, Quick Open, and we also have the similar certification plan for this AFX version. Everything is ongoing with the good control from the carrier certification side. Okay, for the smaller form factor, the same. We have the EG95-NAX and the EG91-NAX. But compared with the old NA, we add the spring band here. I mean 25 and 26. You know, Sprint will merge together with the T-Mobile. So they asked for the band 25 and band 26. So if any project or customer need these bands and also want to use one SKU to cover all the US carriers, we can also use the NAX version. And every carrier certification is on our certification plan, just ongoing status. Okay, for the Australia, New Zealand is very simple. We promote the AU version. I mean, actually, we can promote the AU and also with 21 AUX, 25 AX. This is a big form factor. Also, we can also promote the EG95-AUX or 91-AUX. This is smaller form factor because customers want to use the one main board to support both Cat 1, Cat 4, including the Cat M. I mean, they can use our BG96 or BG95 module to design pin-to-pin compatible with our Cat 1, Cat 4. Okay, so for the AU version, you can see we can support all the we can support the all the LTE bands and all the WCDMA and global quad band GSM. So it is really a large area covered from AU versions. Okay, for Latin country, actually Latin country can use the similar SQs as Australia and New Zealand because these two areas have quite similar bands. we can promote the AUX version. And of course, we can promote the smaller form factor 95 or 91 AUX, the same, okay? For Mexico, as I mentioned, because Telcel, sometimes Telcel ask band 66 as mandatory bands for their stock project. So if in that case, we can we can use the MX version, okay? For APAC, it's a little complicated because, you know, actually for APAC, generally speaking, we can use the European SQs. We can all use all the E version and the EU version, even including the UX version. Of course, including the EX version. I mean, for the smaller form factor, Cat1, Cat4 module for the APAC region. But you know, for the Japan and Korea, because they have some different band combination. For example, like Japan, they need the 18, 19, 26 with TDD band 41 for Cat4. So we designed some very unique Cat1 and Cat4 part number for Japan market, EC25J and EC21J. You can see, for example, like 25J, we already got the certification from NTT Docomo, SoftBank, and KDDI. So for Japan and Korea, we have some dedicated SQs. But besides Japan and Korea, we can use all the European part numbers for this area. Okay. For China, India, maybe our customer in Europe, they may have some business in China or India. So we can promote this one, EC20-CE. This is for, because China, India, you know, the price competition is very tough. We use some China SQs like these 20-CE, and the China government also needs some different band combination. So generally speaking, we can use this SQ for China and also India. Okay, so for the IoT portfolio and the recommended SKU part, the last page is to show the summary by different regions. Like I mentioned before, for North American, we have some American SKUs here. For European, we can promote the E or UX or E. And for APAC, the same. Actually, APAC and Africa have very quite similar bands combinations. So we can use the E, UX or EX for this kind of region. Depends on what kind of features customer need. Okay. For LATAM region and for ANZ region, it's a similar bands combination, and we use the AU or AUX version for these two large area. For China and India, we use the CE version. So of course, for all of the regions, we can use our global Cat1 or global Cat4. I mean, EG21-G or EG25-G. Okay, this is summary for why customer choose a Quectel Cat1, Cat4 module. What is the advantages and difference between our competitor? So I made a summary here. Actually, from the portfolio side and coverage side, we have the strongest Cat1, Cat4 portfolio based on Qualcomm MDM Nexus 7 chipset until now. That means we have more than 50 SKUs. We already did more than 200 global certifications. That is very, very important for the overseas market. I mean, if we are selling product in the USA, selling product in Australia or Japan, Korea, there's some mandatory carrier certifications. Even in Europe, some project need a Vodafone or Dutch Telecom certifications. If a module cannot provide such related certifications, customer cannot sell in their product. Okay, we can by this over 50 SKUs, we can provide a true global coverage, and also Quectel can provide the global presence and local support. Okay. Actually, we already shipped more than 300 million pieces MDM Nexus 7 Cat1, Cat4 module. This is until now, I mean, this is until today. And this year, we will add another maybe 20 million pieces as a forecast. That means that we will have more than 50 million pieces end of this year. It is actually quite widely be qualified from the customer side, from different vertical application side. It is very, very important because for a very stable platform, it can avoid some risk for the customer design. Okay, it is accepted by over 3,000 customers globally for our Cat 1, Cat 4 platform. And also, Quectel, we provide some advanced features and abilities like we integrate the GPS, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth interface, and Ethernet interface, and also provide some dual SIM reference design to provide the dual SIM single standby ability. For example, we also provide a quick open. Customer can develop their application code into our memory, into our A7 cores. So we have a lot of useful cases here. Okay, for the quick open solution, it's very strong. And also we integrate some BMS, very special and advanced feature. This can be used for the OTT setup box and some multimeter transforming applications. It's very unique features. We provide LP, LWM2M, defaulter, and of course we have a lot of use cases to connect to the different cloud server provider like Amazon, like Alibaba, Nokia, Azure, Microsoft, Huawei, etc. Okay, of course we have the global VoLTE experience. So finally, actually, the most important for the industry customers is different from the consumer customer. Customer always asking for quite a long lifetime. So we can guarantee at least a lifetime longer than a year 2025 from today. Okay. Can you please give information about? Sorry, I just if any question, please stop me. You can type a question here. Let me see. Is there one question? Can you please?
We have one question, so I read it for everybody. Until that, you can prepare the answer, Delbert. So the question is, can you please give information about power consumption for low power IoT long-term application of on-field data transfer or for UAV devices with higher amount of information for ATC, air traffic control, where especially the power consumption of every device need to be as low as possible. I'm interested in comparison of the power consumption compared to data transfer ability. Delbert?
Okay. Let me see. Actually, we have some power consumption data. Okay, let me see here. Okay. Actually, we have some power consumption data test report. We can share this power consumption test report to customers. There has some scenario like in sleep, like in transmitting 100 KB 100 KB data, and then register from the network. So we define some scenarios. We can show some power consumption data, but I'm not sure if this kind of a scenario can cover this ATC or UAV devices use cases. If not, we can discuss what is the scenario you want. For example, you boot up the module, then you register network, then send some size of data, then enter sleep. Then we must need to know the scenario. Then we can give you some exact power consumption data. Yeah, I'm not sure if that is okay. And for the common power consumption data, it can be found in the hardware user guide document. For example, like the standby sleep, like the pure data transmission under different power level. Different power transmitting level. It can also be judged by that very common power consumption data.
Okay, we have one more question, and I will allow to talk Vadim.
Yes. Hello, you hear me well?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I can hear very well. Yeah.
Hi. I would like to ask. We are using in production. We have been prototyping a product which we tested a SIM, I think 900 or something module, where we were not satisfied, and we tried Quectel, and now we use UG95 NB-EA128 STD. I would like to ask a few questions, around 8 questions, if I may. So, is it the right decision to use this kind? We are searching for the lower cost as possible, and we need 3G. Is it the modem that I choose? Is it okay for this scenario?
May I jump in? Thomas Rehar, Regional Sales Manager in Quectel, responsible for this region. May I ask, jump in here? So first, from Syncom, you were using 2G model.
I don't.
Then,
yeah.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. I don't remember. It was like 2 years ago when we jumped to Quectel.
Yeah. This was actually first wrong decision, because this is a very old technology, 2G, which is going out.
Yeah.
Then actually you replace it with UG95, which is 3G and 2G model.
Yes.
Which is another, let's say, wrong decision, because 3G will actually go out starting from this year. 2021 is beginning of closing 3G network.
I'm talking about Europe, Middle East, Eastern Europe.
Everywhere, worldwide. 3G is actually starting closing the network. Operators are starting closing network this year. US, for example, already started. Actually, in US, you don't have it. Same is Australia. So what I would suggest you to move to next step, to 4G. And the best and the cheapest solution here would be from Delbert presentation, EG91EX.
Can you spell it out or write it on chat, the full model name, please?
Vadim,
I cannot write it now. It's EG91-EX. It's for Europe, and this is the cheapest.
I see.
So everything was what Delbert was talking today about models which have X inside. Anyway, I want to add, and I am adding now again, the X means cost down version. And all models which have now X in the part number actually start being below $20.
Nice.
So if you have external microcontroller, if you are using external microcontroller, and if you are using cellular module as only communications, then really the best and the cheapest solution is EG91EX, and you are covering all technologies, 4G, 3G, 2G. You get for free GNSS, GPS inside, and that's it. And Delbert after will also mention, but I want to stress it also now, that in second half of this year, Quectel is launching new LTE or new 4G modules based on new chipset from China, and these modules will be even cheaper and will be pin compatible, for example, with this EG91 family, which you will see.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I have a next question. This module EG91EX, I write it down. Thank you very much. So this is for Europe, Middle East, Eastern Europe. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And is it also possible Oceania, like Australia and Africa?
There exists separate model. Delbert will tell you more about versions for other regions.
But is it possible to have this under $20, the full package?
Yes, everything what is with X inside, we can make competitive offer because these are how to say cost down versions.
Yeah.
Qualcomm reduced flash and RAM. And yeah, we can offer you in this range. Maybe actually 20, maximum maybe will be 21, but
It's
we are
fine.
going down below
Yeah.
20, depends from the quantity, you know.
It's fine. It's fine. So can you please give me the exact model for this Europe, Middle East, Eastern Europe, Oceania, Africa?
Delbert will give you more details about other regions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let me add something here. Yes, actually EG91-EX can be used for the European, Middle East, Africa, and also Southeast Asia, and also including the Oceania country, I mean Australia and New Zealand.
Nice, perfect.
Yeah, that's the area.
Thank you. Then another question. What did you mean the lifetime above 2025? What does it actually mean? Am I understanding that the guarantee that you're giving that it will work minimum 5 years?
Yes, minimum 5 years from today. Also, I can also share you some information why we guarantee that, because you know actually MDM and Nexus 7 is a last generation chipset from Qualcomm. They don't have the next generation plan until now. That's why we are confident to see at least 5 years, because we didn't see the UL timeline until today from Qualcomm side.
Okay, do you have in your data sheets for this EG91EX data sheets to use GNSS, this GPS? Because I was using it on the SIM 900, but this one, I have this UG95 and it doesn't have. I tried everything and it doesn't have.
Oh yes. That's what I mentioned before, because for the new EX version we add the GPS here. I can guarantee that we
so if I may ask, so if I now buy EG91EX, it will have the GNSS.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
thank you.
EX has GNSS. I think Thomas can share you some hardware and data sheet after this seminar.
Okay, thank you. And regarding the a little bit technical, so when I was using the UG95, I was seeing the thing that when I connect internet, I was not able to read the signal data. Is it problem with me, or you have some limitation that when the internet is connected like 3G, I'm not able to read the signal data? Like what is the signal strength?
Actually, I think we provide the AD command to read the signal strength. I don't know why.
The AT command is there, but when I try it, it's saying the device is busy. So I'm asking if it's your limitation or the problem is in my program. What do you think?
Guys, I think this is a little bit too technical question. So for such questions, please, after the meeting, send to your local sales guy, and he will organize you field application technical support. From which country you are?
Czech Republic.
Okay, please send this question to Vít, and he will help you to organize to get detailed technical support for everything what you will need.
Thank you.
I just like to answer you two questions. Actually, one question. In EG91EX, you get actually GNSS for free. It's included. And second, you mentioned that you already started design on UG95. I can tell you that EG91 is actually pin compatible to let's say 99%. So actually you can use on existing designs EG91.
Okay.
Of course, our field application engineer will help you.
Thank you very much. And the last question that I have is, do you have some direct chat regarding Quectel, regarding technical support, or it must be through email?
No, you contact our salesperson. In your case, is Vít, and he will then organize direct contact with our field application engineer, he will open new ticketing system. So you will be in contact with our experts through ticketing system.
Okay, thank you very
Vadim,
much.
I will contact,
Thank you.
be easier. I will contact you after the webinar and I will direct you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for
Thank you, Thomas.
everybody.
Thank you, Vadim.
Thank you.
Delbert, I still have one question. Will we leave it at the end of the presentation? Do you want to continue or should we answer it right now?
Okay, let me answer right now.
Okay, well, there is one that from Pavel. We are using M66 currently in GPRS mode, data plus SMS only. In the remote automotive diagnostics application, the market is truly global. EU, Asia, and Austria. The monthly data are 1 to 10 megabytes max. What would be the best recommended path for the next global application like this, using NB-IoT, Cat1, and GPRS, whichever is still available, not necessarily PIN compatible with BC66. GPRS is going to be turned off in many countries quite soon.
Yes, it's a good question, but you know, if you are talking about a global area, because different area and the carriers, they have different plans for this low data throughput applications. For example, like in China, we can provide the NB-IoT. We can also provide Cat1. But in European region, I can see maybe Cat1 plus 2G or 3G fallback is quite a safe solution, because I didn't see too much NB-IoT, even Cat-M covered in European in the next 2 or 3 years. If you are talking about global region. So it really depends on your target regions. If you have the target regions, we can provide you the suitable recommendation for the Cat1 or NB-IoT or NB-IoT plus 2G. That is different. Another thing is it depends on your your applications type. I mean, if you're talking about a tracker, if you're talking about a scooter tracker, car tracker, yes, I recommend maybe the Cat1 with 2G and 3G fallback is quite a good solution. But if you're talking about a fixed IoT device like the electricity meter, a water meter, gas meter, or parking machine, yes, maybe if they have the NB-IoT network, NB-IoT have the advantages over on the cost side. So it's very different answer, depends on what your requirement. Okay.
Thomas speaking. If I can jump in here. If customer would like to have safe design, I would recommend 2 modules, because with 2 modules you can cover all possible technologies which are on the world. One module is EG91 and second module is VG95. These 2 modules are PIN 99% compatible, but with EG91 you are covering 4G, 3G, 2G, and with VG95 you are covering narrowband, Cat-M, and 2G fallback. The only difference, so depends from the operator, from the application, from the demand from end customer, which technology he wants. You then choose the right module. But with these 2 modules, you are covering all new and also old technologies. So it's safe way to do it. The only difference is in pricing, because EG91, for example, is $20 price range, and VG95 is $10 price range. But as I said, it depends from the end customer request, operator, application, type of application, and so on. But with 2 modules, with 1 pin out, you cover everything.
the same. Pavel is asking if the BG77 is it actually?
BG77 is the same model as I mentioned, BG95, but in a very small package. So if you don't have size constraints, I would recommend to use BG95. But if you have size constraints, because BG77 is 16 by 16 millimeters, something like that, then of course you choose BG77. But if you want to have universal design, if you have enough physical space, then I would recommend BG95 and EG91 layout of the model.
Okay, thank you. I do not.
Was this clear?
Probably yes. Yes, thanks you. And I do not see right now any more questions. So Delbert, please continue your presentation.
Okay, let me. Okay, the last two part is about. Yeah, just like want to share you our some of our advanced feature and also with some Cat 1 and Cat 4 successful use cases. Okay, actually, our Cat 1, Cat 4 module can provide the differential folder ability. This can be used for the field software upgrade over the air. So if some, for example, if the operator upgrade their specification, there is a new firmware need to be upgraded for the module and device side, and the MCU only sends some AD command to the module, and our module can get the differential software package from FTP server or GPU server and download it into our module and update the firmware itself, and no need to the external any other components or any other software. So all of them are in our module inside. Okay. And as I mentioned, our most of our Cat 1 Cat module can provide integrated GPS ability. For example, we can provide a GPS, GLONASS, Beidou, Galileo, even QZSS. It's for free, so customer can use this integrated GPS for their tracking tracker for some applications like that. Actually, we have some sharing scooter customer in USA. We have some car tracker customer in China, European, even some security customer that use the integrated GPS feature to design their product. Okay, besides that, another highlight advanced features is Wi-Fi and IoT solution. I mean, together with our Wi-Fi module, we use the Qualcomm and Realtek chipset to design our Wi-Fi module. It is a software AP Wi-Fi module, so customer can connect this Wi-Fi module through SDIO interface to our Cat 1 or Cat 4 module. Then the host MCU can send some AD command to control the LTE network and also control the Wi-Fi features. For example, like configure it as a LTE Wi-Fi hotspot, and the customer can access this Wi-Fi spot to access the internet. Okay, it's just a very simple turnkey solution. For example, like for low entry level router, CPE, or some MiFi solutions. Okay, the last highlight advanced feature is, as I mentioned at the very beginning, actually Quectel can provide a quick open solution. We use the MDM Nexus 7 chipset. Actually, this chipset, it has integrated A7, Cortex A7 core. The highest frequency is about 1.2 gigahertz. So we provide some memory space, for example, like 100 megabyte NAND plus 100 megabyte DRAM. It's quite large space for almost all of the IoT devices. I think most of the IoT devices is enough for this kind of memory space. So customer can develop their software codes into this module. Then they can connect a lot of different peripheral components like the PHY circuit, like the eMSA or SD card or audio codec. A lot of different IOs, ADC, DAC, something like that. Of course, including our Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi module here. So as a total solution, it's very suitable for example, like I mentioned, the CPE, MiFi, even tracker, handheld machine like the POS machine or talk over cellular, push to talk over cellular. We have a lot of different useful cases here. Yes, so we can share experience to this kind of customer who want to use our internal resources for the Linux platform. Okay, but of course we need some customers. They have a dedicated Open Linux R&D team. I mean, especially for the software guys, they're very experienced on Open Linux software coding. If customer they don't have this kind of knowledge, is sometimes it's a disaster to promote this Open Linux solution. Okay, but anyway, you can save the PCB size and save some cost from the total BOM side. Okay, the last part, I just want to maybe use 5 or 6 minutes to share some applications from the vertical market side. The top one, as I mentioned, is telematics and transport. A lot of different customers use our Cat 1 and Cat 4 modules to do the vehicle tracking, container tracking, fleet management, or OBD tracker, or DVR, I mean digital video recorder for the car or for the bus, and also some scooter share, like the Lime, the Bird, and the Uber. They use Cat 1 module into this kind of scooter to do the business. Okay, so it's quite a large typical applications in the next 5 years. I mean, telematics and transport for Cat 1 and also including Cat 4. I think mainly for Cat 1, if they don't need the higher data throughput ability, for example, like the OBD, sometimes they add some Wi-Fi hotspot into the OBD, but most of the trackers, they don't need high data throughput. Okay, the second one I can see is because there is a quite obviously trend for the low-cost 4G POS. I mean, because a lot of 2G and 3G network will be shutting down in the next few years. This kind of customer, they want to find some low-cost 4G solution, especially for Cat 1 solution, to replace the POS, replace the handheld device. Okay, so it's quite a large market. Every year there's about new 100 million new connections every year for this kind of handheld low-end machine, like the POS, like the handheld devices. Okay, this is a traditional gateway and DTU market. A lot of different use cases like the CPE, the router, DTU. This is some sharing portable devices. They use also some 4G gateway and also the vending machine, the delivery box. So this also is quite stable, and every year 20-30% of increase in rate. They were used in Cat 4 or Cat 1 module inside it. It's a quite typical applications in China, in Europe and USA, because customer want to use the Cat 1 or Cat 4 technology to replace the analog and digital technology for the push-to-talk machine. So they talk the POC, push-to-talk over cellular. Last year, Quectel shipped about 800K pieces, Cat 1 or Cat 4 module into this market. And every year, I think there's at least a 30-50% increase rate for the POC devices. Okay, the security also the very typical applications. We support some big customer. They design alarm panel, use some ring bell, some video monitor, and a carrier, wireless carrier, a camera. Sorry, they use our Cat 4 module mainly for Cat 4 because they use the data throughput. And sometimes also use Cat 1, but depends on the really data throughput request. So it's also a very traditional and stable security, traditional Cat 1, Cat 4 market. Okay, this is also because government encourage the green energy, like green car or green electrical bicycle sometimes. So they need some charging pile or charging post. Inside of the charging post, they also need the 4G and the Cat 1 or Cat 4. Sometimes there is some advertisement LCD, a big LCD. They put some advertisement into this LCD, so they need some data throughput. Okay, this is also a new market. I think not only in China, but not only in Europe, but also in another area of the world. Okay, smart home is it's not quite a big number today for the Cat 1, Cat 4 because they're using the Wi-Fi, Zigbee, Bluetooth. I mean the short range technology. But for some gateway side, like even for the smart speaker like Alexa from Amazon or from other brands, they tend to use the Cat 1, Cat 4 because they need a very robust, reliable network accessibility. They need some data throughput. So these are some new trends. They are trying, customers are trying to use more and more Cat 1, Cat modem for smart home. Okay, industry is a very traditional market. And the last one that I'm going to say is actually Quectel is not only provide the cellular module, we also expand our business by coordinating with IoT platform or our ecosystem partners like Amazon. We integrate their SDK into our module to support their Amazon's product with some carriers, with some big customers together. Because this can make our customer easy to access a network, I mean cloud network like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, Embed, or Verizon. These guys including the Alibaba in China and Tencent in China. Also, some carriers, they also have their private cloud server. They need the IoT device who can access their cloud server very easily. So we integrate some SDK into this module. We have the ability, but of course, because this software is customized, we need some business evaluation before we start the project. Okay, thank you. This is all my introduction for the Cat 1, Cat 4 portfolio. Thank you for your time. So any questions? I need to check.
Yeah, we have to.
Okay.
So if the EG91EX have AT plus QFOTADL firmware upgrade option.
Yes, all our EX version can support FOTA feature. We can support the FOTA, FOTA, yes.
And the other one, what do you think is the life expectancy of 4G network from network providers as 3G is removed pretty fast?
Likeness 4G network from network providers, 3G is removed pretty fast. Yeah, I think 4G will be a very long time because 4G, especially for Cat 1, Cat 4, is quite suitable for the very wide area. I mean, wide applications with the best cost. That's very important. Yes, we can use the 5G, even we can use the LTE. I mean, Cat 6, 12, and 18. We can also cover all kind of different applications. But 5G is expensive. LTE is expensive. Compared with Cat 1, Cat 4, I think Cat 1, Cat 4 have the best balance between the cost, between the bands combination, between the technologies. I believe Cat 1, Cat 4 network will have quite longer lifetime compared with 3G. That's my yes, that's my forecast. Okay.
And the last question is, and this is also my question, will you share slides? Will you share your presentation? Could you send it to me, some of these slides?
Oh yes, I can share this presentation. Maybe I can remove some, some systems.
Exactly.
I can share maybe 95% of it, the problem.
Okay, we'll probably make some article and we will use the information from the presentation in that. Also, we will attach the video from the webinar, so you can see or you can hear and watch it again. And maybe one question again. When will be
maybe I add one answer to this 4G lifetime. One very important message which everybody needs to understand is that 4G is 100% part of 5G. So until 5G will be alive, 4G will be included. And this is very important message to understand. But in 5G, there will be no 3G and no 2G. So 4G is 100% part of 5G. That means also narrowband and Cat-M are part of 5G.
Okay, I think it was.
Is this?
Yep. And one, I think, last question: when will be available EC21 EUX? Delbert?
Maybe I can help here. And the question was how long EG91 will be available. Am I right?
Yes. No.
So in the moment we have written confirmation that till 2025 Qualcomm will produce this chipset, and we will produce modules until Qualcomm will produce chipsets, and until there will be a market. So someone will buy it. So in the moment until 2025, production is confirmed by Qualcomm, and that's mean 26, 27 definitely by Quectel.
Okay, I do not see any more questions. So anyway, if you will have any questions after the webinar, you can also write to us, to SOS Electronic, and I will contact Delbert or Thomas for the appropriate answers. The recording from this webinar will be published on our web pages as usually. It will be free on demand, so follow us. And since no more questions, no chats, no raised hands, so I would say that I'd like to thank you, Delbert, for an interesting and detailed webinar presentation. Thank you, Thomas, for staying with us. Also, I'd like to thank you all who joined us during our event and stay with us. Tomorrow, we will start a webinar about global navigation satellite system. And on Thursday, we will finish our webinar marathon about communication modules with LPWA network. Attention, next webinar starts at 11 a.m. So if you are registered, you will be notified accordingly. Okay. So thank you, Delbert. If you want to, hello? Okay, so thank you all and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.